Oh, Doncic! A grown man's jam!
It's going to take some Luka magic to save the possession. And that's what it is! Doncic behind the back to Powell. What a play!
Luka Doncic arrived to the NBA in 2018, and since then, he's become a force in the league. The former international player has already made so much of his first few years. I mean, by the time he finished his first official NBA season, he was actually able to win the Rookie of the Year award. He also picked up 26 points and 6 rebounds in his second career game. The reason this was such a big milestone was because nobody else in Dallas Mavericks history was ever able to drop 20-plus points at his age. Doncic then dropped his first 30-point game just a week and a half later into that first year. He picked up his first triple-double at 19 years old and became the youngest to do that at the time as well. So it's pretty safe to say that he isn't short of any accolades to prove how incredible of a player he really is. His style of play has helped him get to this point. It's a big reason for him being so darn good. He pretty much does everything.
The facilitator, scorer, playmaker for himself and others. He's a special player.
Now, I shouldn't need to say that doing everything on the floor makes you infinitely better than other players who prefer to be one-dimensional. Luka has an excellent scoring ability, he can pass the ball with ease, rebounding comes easy to him too, and defending hasn't been a glaring fixture for improvement either. Matter of fact, even other GMs acknowledge how great he is overall, and some even voted him to be the league's MVP during a survey 2 years ago. Luka also holds himself up to such a high standard when he plays the game.
The confidence that he's playing with his next level.
Luka Doncic has the distinct advantage because he's been playing professional basketball since the age of 15.
He grew up playing professional basketball overseas and since then has wanted to put the best version of himself out on the court during every single game. I mean, seriously, Doncic used to go out there and play against grown men when he was only 15 years old. I don't think I can name anybody I know who can step out onto a court against that level of competition and not only get playing time, but put up impressive stats in the process. This level of play and competition just upped the bar that he plays with. This bar that he sets for himself allows him to compete against the best basketball stars the league has to offer without crumbling underneath the pressure. We've seen him go head-to-head scoring-wise with guys like James Harden, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard.
There we go, Joe. Kawhi knows what time it is.
ISO. The two best on the floor against each other on the fall away.
If there's one thing you can say with absolute certainty about Luka right now, it's that a challenge is not going to push him away. If he ends up getting a solid team around him sooner or later, we may see him coming away with an NBA championship. Luka has helped the Mavericks rocket back up the standings as well. For example, the league usually prefers to set their Christmas Day games to teams with heated rivalries against one another. Or they end up making matchups that fans will want to see where a lot of big-name superstars can just go at it for incredible viewing entertainment. Well, Doncic joining the Mavs has helped them pick up their first franchise Christmas Day game since the year 2011. Unfortunately, they lost that game to the Lakers. However, the fact that him showing up on the team and them getting an instant primetime game slot just shows how many people were interested in watching this young star play basketball. Another reason Luka is so good is that he never really has a horrible game. Now look, everybody has off nights every once in a while, and that's just part of the sport. Doncic just always seems to get some type of redeeming quality in his performance that you can look at and say, well, I guess he wasn't that bad. Here's one example, and it came during a season opener against the Phoenix Suns. Luka missed all 6 of his three-point attempts, which people were quick to notice after the game. However, he didn't let that bring him down, nor did he keep on chucking shots from deep. Instead, he buckled down and dropped 32 points, 8 rebounds, and had 5 assists on the day. There are a bunch of other examples of him doing something similar. Even if his scoring isn't exactly on point, he always manages to impact the outcome of the game with his passing or his rebounding. Now, before we move further into this video, make sure you take a minute and smash that subscribe button. We actually heard that you weren't already subscribed and we're kind of surprised, so what are you waiting for? Anyways, let's jump right back into it. The last thing we got to talk about is how Doncic is leading this Mavericks offense to new heights and how he's doing that while maintaining high efficiency. Dating back to the 2020 NBA season, Luka was one of the players with a ridiculously high usage rate. Obviously, the Mavericks wanted to put the ball in his hands as often as possible, he just wasn't making the young mistakes that a lot of other professional players do. Because of that, he helped the Mavericks have a top 10 offense overall. As a player who touches the ball on so many possessions, It'd be easy to just throw up good stat lines and not really impact your team much with horrible efficiency. Luka just doesn't do that. Now, before we wrap up the video, we want to talk about some of his NBA comparisons. Surprisingly, one of the most frequent comparisons that Luka has seen are the ones referring to him and Larry Bird. Yeah, the legendary basketball player from the Boston Celtics, that Larry Bird. Look, obviously there's still a pretty large career gap between Bird and Doncic, one that's not going to be easy to surpass by any stretch of the imagination. But the two do share some similarities when it comes to the way they approach the game. They each can score at will whenever they want to, and can pass the heck out of the ball. Also, defense isn't always mentioned when talking about them, but it isn't like they never play it. Finally, they are both great leaders for their respective teams and are franchise cornerstones. Doncic himself doesn't really like those comparisons, though, stating, "More games to go, a long time before you can compare me to Larry Bird. I just want to keep hooping, have fun playing basketball." Still, this is certainly a comparison that you don't draw from other analysts without having an immense amount of talent. Luckily, Luka has that. The second and last comparison that we want to talk about are the ones putting him and Magic Johnson in the same sentence. The owner of the Mavs, Mark Cuban, was the one who put this statement out there. Before you get upset about that comparison though, Cuban did continue by mentioning that he sees the same charisma in the two of them. Cuban said that Doncic can pass the ball, see the entire floor, and know exactly where he wants to go on every possession. He also mentioned how clutch of a player he was when the game gets close, and that he'll always take responsibility when things don't go according to plan. He wrapped up his statement by mentioning how Magic always had an uncanny ability to light up a room and make people smile, and that Luka has that same exact energy. Again, it's certainly not easy to compare a young, current NBA player to an all-time legend in a different era of basketball. Doncic just makes this comparison a little easier, I guess. Bottom line, Luka Doncic is one of the most exciting young players to watch in the league right now. There isn't any area of his game that's clearly lacking and in need of a lot of improvement. Personally, I would even go so far as to say he's the best young player in the league right now offensively. Opposing teams have to game plan for him so much in so many different ways because he's just so versatile. I know that I certainly wouldn't want to be going up against him on the court. He would cook me 9 times out of 10. Alright, honestly, it would be 10 times out of 10. But anyways, Doncic is likely to keep this hot streak going for the rest of his career. It's truly scary to think about how he isn't even in his prime yet. I'm telling you, the league needs to be on notice for Luka Doncic. And with that, we officially wrap up today's video on why Luka is so good already. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, be sure you click on the video that appears on your screen right now to keep watching more of our videos.